Hello, is this happening? Is it happening for the realsies? Ooh, music. I wonder if I can put music on too. I mean, it's nice for me. It's never really loud enough for you guys to hear, but there we go. Okay, so that's good there. My library, which playlist? It's not a question. It's the same playlist every day. Um, Actually, I do have yoga flowy-ish. Oh, see, now this is from the phone. Hang on, let me connect my Bluetooth here. Um, what's going on? What's shaking in your world? How's your yoga life doing? There we go. See if it connects. And we can rock it out. There we go. That's so nice. Welcome. I'm Janelle, and I invite you to join in my yoga practice with me and stream it in this way that isn't necessarily, this is not like I'm in a studio, but it's not like fancy. And so you just get to be a real person alongside me. So just roll out your mat. Join me in some yoga. Today will be a gentle-ish style flow. I say ish because I just want to rock and roll. I just want to move and groove. I see that the video is kind of cutting in and out. What you doing, video? I don't know. I'm using my phone as a hotspot. I'm streaming from my webcam, so hopefully it all just works. All right, let's take a breath together. Let's get into our practice. Let's get started. Starting either seated or laying down. Lying down is really nice. It's what I always suggest and recommend. If you want to start seated, that's also how I start, just so I feel like I can talk with you, opposed to talking to the ceiling. So roll the shoulders back and down. Start to feel a bit of space throughout the body. As you're sitting or laying and getting comfortable, start to just notice those little things throughout the body. The body's pretty good at tuning in and telling you what it needs. And so at this point of our practice, we can just tune into that, start to listen to that, and maybe take that with us off of our mat, or even maybe just adjust our practice to those little nuances that we can feel throughout the body. Maybe you need to go deeper in some areas and more gentle in others. Feeling the breath start to roll and move throughout the body. Imagining it coming in and sweeping through, filling not just the lungs and the ribcage area, but down into that abdomen area, maybe even through the hips and down all the way to the tippy toes. And then that exhale, that release coming back up, creating that beautiful cycle of in and out. Maybe also start to notice those little pauses that happen in the breath. The body naturally takes a moment to pause, even in the breath. So give yourself permission to take a little pause in your day. 1 hour out of 24 is less than 5% of your day. So taking this hour-ish for a little self-care is less than 5% of the time that you have today. So shamelessly take it. Take the time that you need to help restore the body. Maybe to help work the body. Maybe you need that little bit of a sweat to feel really good and to keep that motivation going. Whatever it is. Let the body soften just a little bit more. And we'll set our intention now. We've scanned through, we've learned a little bit for how we're doing today. And what is that word, that encouragement, that phrase that you need to help keep you going? Maybe to help ground you down. Just that little intent. Nothing more complicated than that. What do you want out of this practice? What do you want to leave behind in this practice? We'll seal it in with a nice big breath. Start to fill the lungs again. Huge inhale. Nice big exhale. Slowly letting it out. Another big breath in. And a big breath out. Starting to invite a little bit of movement in. Little wiggles. Little squeezes. Start to just feel that body waking up. So good. Letting your movements become a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Imagining if you were just laying in bed and you had nothing drawing you out of bed, you could just simply wake up, au naturel, no alarm clocks, no nothing else happening. What would you do to wake up? Would you just jump up and roll out of bed, or would you just take some time and savor that process? If you're in seated, let's roll things back and down onto the back. You can bend the knees and plant the feet, or extend them long, your choice. I like to start with them bent. I just find it a little more gentle, a little more connection with the low back. And let's sweep those arms up overhead. Take that beautiful good morning stretch. This nice big stretch, reaching the arms up, feeling it not just through the arms and the shoulders. See if you can feel that right into the rib cage, those intercostal muscles getting your stretch. And down to the hips, that spine, and that whole torso getting a beautiful stretch. Keep reaching, and take a nice big exhale. Just bend the elbows, let the arms hang heavy overhead. So good. Let's take one more of those, reaching nice and tall. Maybe you extend the legs here if you're ready for a little bit more. And as you're reaching, let's create some tension here. Maybe you curl the fingers in and make a fist. Feel that squeeze of the fingers and through the hands and the palms. Maybe you squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze through the core and the glutes. Curl the toes, squeeze the legs. Maybe you have the knees pressing together. All of that beautiful tension on your exhale. Let it all go. Feel the body just melt into the mat a little bit. Excellent. Start to hug the knees in towards the chest. Taking that gentle rock from side to side. So good. Nice little tuck of the chin. Give that low back a nice massage here. Knees can either just be gently in towards the chest, or you can really bend through the elbows and draw them in, giving those abdominals, all those organs a nice little massage and squeeze. Excellent. Let's come to some stillness here. Holding on to the knees. Let's do just a few knee circles. Just say hello to the hip joints. Knees going in opposite directions. Maybe little circles. They can be larger circles. Your choice. There's no right or wrong. Simply, what does the body need in this moment? And let's switch and go the other direction. Maybe you're noticing if the hips feel stiff, crunchy, or grindy, or if things are smooth. Maybe in certain areas. I've always got a few spots that feel a little stiffer. Excellent. Let's come to that stillness. Bring the knees right over the hips and start to become aware of that low back area. Lots of times the spine will naturally kind of arch through the mid-back or low back area here. But start to engage there. Feel that almost like tuck of the tailbone under, like drawing the belly button in towards the spine to press those low back muscles down towards the ground. Feel that engagement nice and strong here. You can release the hands and bring them alongside the body. If that engagement is a bit of a struggle for you, I often like to just tuck my hands under my sits bones. That helps just that natural curve to keep things in without needing to force things as much there. So you can do these exercises with the hands tucked in underneath, or you can bring them alongside if you want to engage in the arms later on. And let's just find a little bit of movement here, tapping one heel down close to the sits bones and then the next. So just real gentle, real easy, focusing on keeping that low back engaged and finding the breath. What are the shoulders doing? Do they hunch up next to the ears? Can you relax? Maybe press those shoulder blades back and down, moving through the feet. Start to draw the feet a little bit farther away from the sits bones, maybe just a couple of inches, not that full leg extension, at least not yet. Just feeling that extra bit of engagement through the core as you bring the feet farther. So totally your choice. And if you want this to be more gentle, keep the feet tapping nice and close to those sits bones. Let's add the arms in here. So with this little medium distance, let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. We're reaching those fingertips up. And either you can do same arm or opposite arm, reaching overhead as you tap the foot farther. Beautiful. So going one side going, and the next. Feeling the arms and the legs. Working with the shoulders. Excellent. If reaching overhead isn't your jam, sometimes that gets a little fatiguing, a little bit hard. You can always just bring the elbow out towards the side. It's a little bit more gentle. Kind of like if you have your hands up, I guess it would almost be like a cactus arm, but your fingers staying up towards the ceiling. So let's take a few more. Maybe you try the full leg extension. And as we get into it, working with that little dead bug move, swinging through the arms, engaging through the legs, using tons of hip flexors. Start to feel the heat through the hips here, and keep that core pressing down. So nice and strong. Remembering to breathe, don't hold the breath. Finding a few more moves on either side here. So good. One more. Excellent. Come back towards center, plant those feet down, take a little wind chill by bringing those hips a little break as you drop the knees from side to side. So good. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. I usually do this with my feet nice and wide, a nice little wind chill diaper. But start to walk the feet a little bit closer together. So maybe even the feet and the knees touch. Drop the knees over towards one side. Nice and slowly. Bring them over towards the other side. Start to feel how this becomes more of a twist than an exercise through the hips. And feeling that rotation in and around that low back, mid back area. Excellent. And then come to that stillness. Plant the feet down with intention. Bring the arms alongside the body. Take a nice inhale breath. Feel length in the spine. And exhale, ground the feet down. Engage the core. And start to float the hips up off the ground. Just starting to press in. Notice the knees and their alignment. If you want a little more, you can walk those shoulders back and down, reaching for the heels or interlacing the hands under those sits bones and actively just pulling down. Feel that beautiful openness through the front collarbone. And take a breath here. Find the inhale. On the exhale, maybe you press up a little bit higher, starting to engage a little stronger through the glutes, through the shoulders, through the legs. Feel the feet really grounding down as the hips float up. Beautiful. Remembering to breathe. Excellent. Take that exhale. Release the hands and roll down nice and slowly. Let this feel like a massage along the spine. So good. Coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. Excellent. Hug the knees into the chest to counter that little back bend we just took. Give it a nice big squeeze. Maybe you bring the head and the shoulders up, just rounding into tiny ball. Forehead does not need to be anywhere close to the knees. It's about getting the spine more up off the ground, creating that nice rounding sensation. And then release the vertebrae from the bottom all the way up towards the neck. Letting the head be the last thing to touch down. As they slowly lower down bit by bit, relaxing those shoulders. Bring the knees right over the hips. Bring the arms just out towards the side, creating space. And slowly start to drop the knees over towards the left. So we're rolling onto the left hip, but this isn't a twist. So feel the core start to be nice and engaged here as we work through some of the obliques. Knees just hanging out here. At any point, you can touch the toes down to make this more gentle. But keeping those legs floating will really help. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming in towards boss arms, interlacing the fingers, letting those elbows either open up, or you can bring the elbows forward if you would prefer. Starting to lift the head up off the ground. We'll bring that left elbow towards the right knee, or just coming up nice and strong. Feel that squeeze through the core. Exhale, lower down. So here's our little movement. Just a little side crunchy for us, getting into those obliques. I've got a little twist motion. So working through those internal organs, all hanging out there. If you want more from this, you can work on pumping through the knees. So finding a bit of length, and then drawing the knees, and maybe you think about squeezing the knees all the way up towards the elbow. You might have distance there. That is a-okay. But you're just trying to really target into the side body. So really see if you can feel that. Feel that as you find a bit of length if you're lengthening, and feel that as you squeeze everything up and in. Excellent. Modifying as you need to. Taking a few more here. It's always hard to count and talk at the same time. I usually try to count on my fingers, but I forgot to, so we'll just do, I don't know, 3 more. Hopefully that gets us somewhere around 10. Squeezing it in. Finding that length. Beautiful. Take that last one. Bring it in. Oh, so good. Bring the head back down. Bring the knees towards that center line, and we'll drop the feet down. Feel free to take a little windshield wiper. Give that side a little break. Notice the difference between the left side and the right side. That right side just got us a little bit of a workout. Maybe you feel that. Excellent. Bring those knees back up to hover. And starting to roll onto the right hip. Feeling that left hip lift. Feel the bounce. Feel the core already engaging to keep things together here. And the toes can come down and hang out off to an angle. If you so choose, hands can come behind the head. And then let's start to just come into those little gentle crunches to start. Maybe you keep the feet lifted. Option 2, just let this be about lifting and lowering the head and the shoulders, feeling that squeeze in. There's still lots happening there. You don't have to add in the legs, but if you're ready to, and you want that little more, create that squeeze. Find that length. Squeezing it in, going long and tall. Excellent. Using the core, feel that blood flow. Feel the strength. Remembering that intention. If that intention was gentleness, keep working that here. If you've got the legs, well, then keep remembering to find that balance. Excellent. Taking a few more. Let's do 3 more. For 2. Last one. So good. Releasing, rolling onto the back. And plant the head. Plant the feet. Either hug the knees into the chest. Take that little windshield wiper. Find what you need to release. Maybe it's another good morning stretch. So good. Not too shabby. Like that, just like that. Core work done. We don't throw it in at the end. We get it out of the way first here. Excellent. Let's come up towards seated. However you want to get there. Just start to flow. Come on up. Rolling up to either something cross-legged or legs extended. I'm going to align the ankles today, keeping the feet flat on the ground. Your choice though, however you want to be. I'm just trying to create a little bit more space here. The hands just rest on the knee. Take a nice big inhale. Extend the crown of the head up. Let the shoulders float up a bit. Take that exhale. Roll those shoulders back and down. Oh, feel the body adjust. Take 1 more of those. Take that inhale. Roll the shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Find that openness and that space. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Reach it up nice and tall and hold. Reaching up. Engage through the core. And drawing the belly button, and let's tip over towards one side. Lots of side body just to get us started here in this morning. Beautiful reach. Press into the legs, use the core to come on back up. If you need this to be more gentle, link the fingers somehow. Either the little moose ears or steeple feels really good. If you want that extra challenge, keep things separate as you go over to the other side. Take an inhale, find some more length, press the legs down. Beautiful, maybe you gaze up towards the ceiling just to feel that rotation happen. And come on back up, take a nice big reach, and exhale, forward fold. Maybe it's just a little bit of a fold, a little tuck of the chin, maybe you walk the hands and come on down. As long as it feels good for your back. One more breath here. Start to press into the hands and rise back up. And we'll switch the feet. Opposite foot in front or on top. Whoop. Maybe you try it with hands or without hands. Working on that little bit of leg coordination. Finding that length, let the hands just rest on the knees. Take that nice big inhale. Let those shoulders roll up. Take that exhale, press them back and down. Feel the collarbone. Let's take one more of those. Big inhale, rolling the shoulders up. The crown of the head really reaches up. Exhale, just the shoulders. Come on back and down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take a nice big reach up, nice big stretch. And tip things over towards one side. Drop the lower arm down. So core is not engaged here. It's just all about the nice stretch that's happening. If you're looking down towards the ground, just shift the gaze either halfway up the room or up towards the ceiling. It helps find that beautiful openness here. You can reach up for the ceiling. You can reach overhead. Your choice, up to the ceiling, more gentle. And the more you reach overhead, the more pull you create through that beautiful side body. Excellent. Press into that bottom arm. Let's float on back up. Nice big reach. Find center here. So just press into the sits bones. Reach out. Take that tuck of the chin. Over towards the other side. Drop the bottom down. Gazing up a little bit more. Feeling that openness. Notice if the shoulders are hanging out by the ears. See if you can lengthen through the spine. Drawing the ears far from shoulders. Even reaching up over towards the ceiling or overhead. Keep a little bit of engagement through the legs. Beautiful. Press on back all the way up. Nice big reach. Find that center. Take that exhale. Find your forward fold. Bowing it down. Tuck the chin. So whether the spine be a little bit more straight here or whether you round into it is totally your choice. Maybe you do the opposite of whatever you did last time. One more nice breath. And slowly coming back up towards seated. Beautiful. Sitting up nice and tall. Find that length. Beautiful. Let's bring those hands behind the back, interlace them. Notice which thumb is on top. Draw the hands down. Actively pull the hands down. Feel that openness through the shoulders. See if those arms can go invisible behind you. So it's just the tops of the shoulders that you see. Notice, are the ribs puffing out? You have a huge arch through the spine. Can you just counter that? Finding length through the spine. Excellent. And try to draw the hands away from the body. So maybe I'll just turn here. Drawing the hands down. Finding that openness, engaging through the core. And then drawing the hands away. Excellent. Feel that openness through the shoulders. Start to feel that through the front body. Keep working with that belly button, drawing in to counter that natural curve that wants to happen here. So lots of engagement and control through that upper body. Take that exhale, bring hands back in. Beautiful. Switch. Which thumb is on top? Draw the hands down. Lift through the heart. Engage that core and draw the hands away. Beautiful. Switching the hands kind of forces you to work with that non-dominant side, so maybe this stretch feels different. Excellent. Keep holding. Keep trying to draw the hands farther and farther away. Excellent. And then release. Bring the hands back down. Relax. Release the hands. Give those shoulders a little roll, a little shake. And then make your way into an all-fours position. You can do something by rolling right over the knees, or you can twist around and coming into that nice tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Little cat-cow, just a little inhale to look up. Exhale to round. And then slow cheek more. So this little cat-cow feels really good. Making those inhales, feeling that arch to the spine. That exhale, press those shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. And then back towards neutral. Tucking the toes, getting ready for that nice downward dog. Pressing into the hands, hover the knees, lift the hips up, lengthen through the arms. Focus in on the arms here first. So even if you've got a bend to the knees, maybe the torso rests against the thighs a little bit, press in toes, hands. See if you can lengthen just a little bit more, bring the arms in line with the ears. Maybe you can even raise the ears with the arms. And then you can lengthen the legs, setting those hips up nice and high, pedaling out the feet, taking a breath here. So good. Looking forward to the front of the mat. We'll take a little vinyasa here. As you roll into that nice plank position, drop the knees down. We'll start nice and gentle. Take the exhale, bend the elbows as you lower the body down. Inhale, just a nice gentle back bend. So starting to just press up, keep those elbows really hugging in against the ribs. Roll those shoulders away from the ears. Just a nice gentle baby cobra. And then press yourself up. Move back either through tabletop to find that downward dog. Excellent, so good. So that is our gentle vinyasa portion of it. We'll take one more flow, or option to take a child's pose here if you need that break. As you get up a little bit if you want, or you can take the gentle version, rolling into that plank position. Maybe you stay high up on the body and just bend the elbows or chaturanga down. Pressing up, finding your back bend. Option for that full cobra, maybe press into the tops of the feet, taking that up dog. Really fun just to curl over the toes here and send the hips up as you press into the hands to find the downward dog again. Nice big inhale, and a full exhale. If you chose child's pose, make yourself back up towards downward dog. Look towards the front of the mat, take a few little steps, finding a forward fold. Alternate bending between the knees, waking up those hamstrings and those glutes. Maybe come up a little bit higher than you normally would, just to be a little extra gentle. Let the head hang heavy. Find some stillness. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift, really lengthen through that spine. Maybe even press into the legs to help draw the crown of the head farther from the sits bones. Bend the knees, sink the hips, sweep up to standing. Nice big reach up, take a stretch here. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. Sweating into my eyeballs here. That's what's happening. Oh, I didn't even turn heat panels on, so you want that to happen. It's 36 degrees in here when I got here. I'm going to turn heat panels on and just crank up the sweat. It's delightful. All right. Standing firm. Feel the heels, feel the toes. Feel the arches. Pressing in to the outer edges of the feet. See if you can lift the arches. That activates into the knees, the legs. Take a breath in, get a little taller. Again, exhale, engage the core. Beautiful. Let's step the left foot back. And coming into a high lunge position. Beautiful. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. For more gentleness, keep the foot stepped in a little bit closer. But I'm wanting to work with just the pivot of the foot. So think about that warrior 2 into warrior 1 kind of position. So from this little high lunge, take an exhale. Let's bow things down. And you can rest the elbows on the knee here if you want. If you're not reaching down towards the ground, that's okay. Hang out here because then you can still press into the legs and bend through that right knee, finding that bit of strength here. If you want a little more, we can add on a twist. So either that left elbow hangs out on top of the right knee, and right hand hangs out on the hip. You can be a little bit of a twist here, or you can bring the hands to heart and really focus on rolling that right hip back and opening that right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Maybe you press the elbow on the knee to help accentuate that twist. Keep pressing into those left toes. Beautiful twist here. At any point, you can drop that back knee down if you need some more gentleness. And then exhale. Let's untwist. Reach those arms up as you rise up back to that high lunge. And then keep that left arm drawing open to find your warrior two. Try not to adjust the foot too much here. We're just here for the moment. Bend into that right knee. Find a deeper side lunge. Then reach that right hand up, reaching all the way back for your reverse warrior. Beautiful. Take that exhale back towards warrior two, and keep that left hand, that back hand, reaching up as you hop up onto those back toes, back towards your twisted high lunge. So there's our little motion. See, now we're down, thinking of it as a sunrise, and your head is the sun. So in this nice twist, we're hanging out as the darkness of night. And then you can untwist, start to rise up. As we find that warrior two, you can do a nice little cartwheel motion behind your warrior two. Flip that right hand up, and the head tips back as the sun sets. Reaching up. Beautiful. Bending through that right knee, floating back up, reaching back through that warrior two. Reaching that right hand up and coming back down, finding that twisted high lunge, hopping up onto those back toes. Excellent. Finding length here. Not letting the shoulders and the head be scrunching together. Keep pressing into the legs. Keep rolling that right hip back. Beautiful. Let's take one more of those nice rotations. Maybe untwisting. Starting to reach and rise up. Reaching up, finding that warrior two. And right hand flips all the way up. Beautiful. And come on back through your warrior two. And bring that arm down, connecting it for that high lunge. Excellent. Take an exhale and release. Maybe reaching down towards the floor or having the elbows hang out. And take a nice big step and find your forward fold with bent knees. Letting that feel good on the back. You can extend the legs and drop the head down. And feeling into the hamstrings, giving that right leg a bit of a break. It just worked hard. Say, good job, right leg. Gotta tell your body when it does good. It cheers you on all day. Might as well cheer it on. Excellent. Take an inhale, find that halfway lift. Really lengthen. Feel good through the spine here. Exhale, bend the knees. Start to press all the way up. Nice big stretch up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice big inhale. Reach up nice and tall. Optional back bend here if you're ready, if you want that. Reach on back up. Hands to heart. Feeling the feet. Heels. Each one of the toes. Lifting the arches. Outer edge of the foot nice and engaged. Beautiful. And the right foot steps back, finding that high lunge. Rolling left hip back, press right hip forward. Bend through left knee, lengthen through the right leg. Take that little bow down, and either just come into the gentle twist of hand on knee, hand on hip. Or hands to heart, sinking down a little lower, hooking elbow. And instead of just hanging out here, press into that. See if you can raise that top shoulder up a little bit more, getting into that left side of the body. Feel that deeper twist. Excellent. Exhale, release, untwist, start to sweep up into that warrior two, feeling that foot pivot. Sinking into it, left palm reaches up, take the reverse warrior, reach on back, beautiful side body, feeling it maybe through the rib cage, maybe through the hips, and then let's float on back up, warrior two. Exhale, start to bring that twist in as you hop up onto those back toes. Finding openness, pressing into the legs. Lots of times you can start to straighten through the left leg here to make things easier. Maybe you've done that unintentionally, so bend back into it, find that lunge. Beautiful. Keep working hard here if you want it. All right, let's journey back towards our reverse warrior. Starting by untwisting, finding that center, sweeping right arm all the way up, pressing into the leg, sinking into that left leg. Left hand reaches up, reaches back. Back towards warrior two, reach it out. Then bring that hand down as you twist and hop up onto back toes. Finding the twist, find that openness. Beautiful, one more, we can do it. Let's keep working with that leg. We have the strength within, let's find it. Non-twisting, reach that, find your warrior two. Feel that little twist in the foot. Excellent, reach on back. So good. Come on back, warrior two. Twist it down. All of those classes where you make fun of down dog being a rest pose, today it might feel like that. We'll work on that. All right, let's untwist. Maybe just planting the arms on the knee, and then hopping that back foot up, taking that bent knee. Little forward fold. Drop the head down. Lengthen the legs. You can pedal out the legs. That always feels so good. I really love that. Excellent. Take an inhale, find a half of it. Find that line. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Step back, downward dog. Option to hold your downward dog, but I find that so challenging on the mind. Or drop the knees, take child's pose. Or take two vinyasa, or any combination thereof. So you can roll into that plank position, drop the knees down if you want as you lower the body down, press on up, find your back bend. Baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, anywhere there in between, as long as it feels good. Draw the ears far front shoulders, tuck the toes, work your way back towards that downward dog. Lengthen the arms. Send those hips up nice and high. Roll forward into that plank position. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Beautiful. Tuck toes, find your downward dog. Pressing nice and strong into the arms. Beautiful. Looking towards the front of the mat. Take a hop, step, jump. Maybe just a little baby hop. And then you walk the rest of the way up. Your forward fold. I hate jumping. It's a fun fact about me. It's why I like yoga, because there's minimal jumping involved in it, or even no jumping. So when people would cue jump towards the top of your mat, I'm like, what is this? But then I tried the baby hop. I was like, oh, this actually isn't too bad. And then I started hopping a little bit more. I was like, oh, I like a hop every once in a while. There you go. There's my fun story while you rest in your forward fold. So if you also hate jumping, try the hop. Every once in a while, it's good for you. It's good to do things that you don't love. You start to grow and change when life isn't comfortable. Excellent. All right, let's inhale, find that halfway lift. Pressing into the legs, find beautiful length through the spine. Really accentuate that. Really try to press those hips and those sits bones back as you extend the head forward. Relax the shoulders, maybe even roll them back and down. Excellent. Bend the knees, sink the hips, press all the way to standing as you reach out. Take a nice big stretch here, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. So good. Find a strong standing pose here. Feeling good in the feet. Becoming aware of the ankles. Hands can either be at heart or reaching alongside the body. Your choice. Take that tuck in the tailbone. Feel that activation. And press into the legs. One more breath here. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Excellent. Start to shift the weight towards that right foot. Left leg starts to bend and lift. Maybe you still have a toe down. Maybe work on getting the knee up. Beautiful. Bring the hands underneath the leg and pull the knee in. Finding a drishti point, just a mark, and that isn't moving for you to focus in on. It's just a focal point. That's all drishti means, is focus. Beautiful. See if you can release the hands and hold the leg. Working with those hip flexors, finding that strength. Excellent. Start to bring the foot down, but don't let it touch down. Start to just kick it back. As you find your version of warrior three. So even if you just touch the toe down and fly the arms with a little lean forward, this is a beautiful warrior three. Maybe you're working on that balance, then you bring the foot up. Maybe you're working on that strength and that flexibility. And so you start to hinge at the hips, bowing down, lifting the foot up a little more. If you want extra challenge, keep rolling that left hip down, squaring the hips down. Hands can either be behind you, like an airplane, or if you want a little more core, reach the hands forward. Excellent. One more breath here. And then start to come out of this, floating back up towards standing. And planting that foot down, shake it out. If you've got time, I'm going to flow that out. Option to just stand or reach it up, and we can do the forward fold and hang on the forward fold, bowing it down. You can hold alternating elbows here. If you want to hang out, you can add a little pulse in, or you can keep moving, increasing that heart rate. Take that inhale, find your half lift, lengthen. Exhale, bend knees, plant hands. Maybe you hop back towards your plank. Finding that plank position, you can drop the knees down and lower the body. Inhale, rise it up, finding space, taking a breath here. Beautiful. Maybe moving through little child's pose this time. Lift the legs, find your downward dog. I love getting into downward dog that way because it usually keeps the arms nice and long. Looking towards the front of the mat. Maybe you try the hop forward, just a little baby one, and then walk the feet up, back towards that forward fold. Inhale, half lift, finding that length, tuck the chin, bend the knees, sink the hips, press all the way up, reach it up. Optional back bend if you want it here. Going back up, exhale, hands to heart. Finding your strong standing pose on this side. Adjusting the arms either alongside the body or keeping them at heart. You need to feel more connected. Keep the hands touching. You want to feel openness. You want to receive from what's around you. Bring the hands alongside the body. Or maybe bring the hands alongside the body and connect your thumb really with either of the fingers. Point finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Find what resonates, what feels good for you today. Take a nice big breath in, find a little more length. Exhale, engage with the core. Start to shift weight towards the left foot now. Right foot starts to rise up, maybe just to a tippy point. Maybe it comes up. Reach the hands under. Hold the leg. And press into that standing leg, finding length and strength here. See if you can keep the posture and just release the hands. Taking a breath, strong through the core. And then start to bring the foot down. Don't let it touch, just kick it all the way back, finding your warrior three. So maybe it's just a little baby warrior three. Maybe you tip down, lift the leg, strong through that standing leg. Find that balance point. Keep rolling that right hip down. And maybe you adjust the arms. Beautiful. And you reach those arms forward. Finding the breath. Finding length. Keep extending through that leg. Even if you have the foot down. Beautiful. All right, let's start to rise back up. Coming up towards standing. Shake it out. Take an inhale, reach it up. Get a nice stretch here. Really reach up towards the sky. Take an exhale, bow down, find your fold. Drop the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, take that nice big step back, find the downward dog. We're gonna work our way into pigeon, and I'm gonna do so from a downward dog. I don't think I've actually taught that. I've always done it from all fours. I don't know, you can drop down to your knees if you want, but I find it a little easier from downward dog. We'll start with the left side. I always just like to lift the left leg just a little bit. Or you can really extend it, getting into that three-legged dog if you want. Swing the knee towards that left wrist. Drop the knee and the foot down. So whatever angle the foot naturally drops out works for me. And drop the back knee down. Walk the foot out. Bring yourself just a little farther back. Nice and strong here. Keep pressing into the hands. And squeeze the legs together. We'll do proud pigeon first. So roll that left hip back, right hip forward, and press the legs down. Maybe come to fingertips. Roll those shoulders back and down. And extend the crown of the head nice and long. Engaged here. Legs are working hard, core is working hard. You want a little more, flip the hands up. Beautiful. And take an inhale, maybe lengthen, coming up really nice and high. And then take your exhale, start to bow it down. Coming down to your version of restful or sleeping pigeon. Or maybe you keep it active. I love the options for you guys to play around here. So if sleeping pigeon is your jam, you can come down onto forearms. You can use blocks, bolsters. Feeling into the hip. Maybe find a little movement, I like a little roll from side to side. If this is torturous for you, you can do this exact same thing laying on your back through that figure four. And so instead of having your body weight on the leg and the hip and the knee, and then you can, I'll just show you, spin things around. You still want to work that left side. So you lay down on your back, plant the feet, and then your left ankle comes onto your right knee. The left knee presses back, and the legs come up off the ground. See, so the leg still comes in towards the body, but you don't have your body weight forcing the leg in towards the chest. So that is your alternative position. And when we switch sides, you just simply have to put the feet down, uncross, and switch to the other side. So take what you need. I had a request for a little pigeon, so we will get into it. Feeling a little quad stretch wanting to happen, so we'll embrace that. You bend the back knee in, get a nice quad stretch on the right side. One more nice inhale, then a full exhale. Start to release whatever modification you're in. Start to rise back up. Start to press the hands down, unscooch the foot, and make your way back to a downward dog. So press into the hands, lift that back knee, then kick that left foot back. Take what you need here. Maybe take a child's pose. Maybe you take a vinyasa. Let's move towards that other side. So right foot just kind of maybe kicks up or hovers. Maybe you work towards that three-legged dog, kicking it up. Bring the knee towards right wrist. And let the foot drop down. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toes, and kind of wiggle the knee back. Squaring those hips forward. Keep trying to draw that right hip back. Strong through the legs here. Proud pigeon to start. Take that inhale, lengthen. Maybe bring the hands closer into fingertips. As you maybe gaze forward. Maybe the hands lift. Maybe reach the hands back and open up through that front body. And then take that exhale. Work your way down to wherever you want to. If you have lots of space underneath that right hip, maybe a block would help you out. I often like to block. Just brings the ground closer, gives you some feedback. So you're not just floating in the air. Blocks and props don't mean you're bad at yoga. So many of us have that stigma. I don't need any props, I'm good at yoga. Okay, let's just stop that. Shake that aside. The props are there, not just to help, but they actually help us get deeper into the poses. So especially in this pigeon pose, if you have space between the hip and the ground, like not many of us, like from like an anatomy standpoint, can get the hips on the ground, no matter how much stretching and working and lengthening and toning of the muscles that you actually get into here. So there's not that expectation. So when you put the block underneath, you tell that hip, you tell that bit of body, oh look, here's the ground, and then it can actually start to relax and go deeper. You start to get a better stretch through the side, and your hips actually feel more supported. It's really quite a beautiful thing. If you found playfulness on the other side, exploring different versions of this, maybe add it in on this side. Take another breath or two. Big inhale breath. Big exhale, let it out. Start to release your pigeon pose. If you want, you can just roll onto that hip, bring the legs forward, and lay down on your mat. It's a great way to get to where we're going. Otherwise, you can move through that downward dog, pressing into the hands, pressing that right foot back. Maybe take a vinyasa or flow, your last one. Maybe you just stretch it out in your down dog. Drop the knees down, spin around, find your reclined position. Lay down on the back. Bending the knees, planting the feet, roll the shoulders back and down. Look at this beautiful light we have. Look at the sun coming up. Take a moment, take a breath. And hug the knees in towards the chest. Take that little rock from side to side. Reach the hands through the knees, reach for the feet, coming into that happy baby. Gonna feel good on the hips here. Maybe you notice a difference in your happy baby after doing that pigeon pose. Relax the shoulders. You can reset the spine here, so whether you're hugging onto the knees or holding on to the feet, just create a little resistance. So actively pulling the legs or the feet in towards the body. Actively pressing the feet or the knees in towards the hands. Take a tuck in the chin. Feel the spine press against the ground. Maybe even the head lifts up off the ground just for a moment. Bring it back down and soften. Taking a little freestyle. Is there any other pose or movement you want to take before we settle into our Shavasana? Creating time and space in your practice for you to not just listen to your body, but honor it and respond. If you're finding something specific to one side, don't forget to do the other side. Maybe you wanted a little twist or a little cobbler pose. Great finishing pose. Cobbler is the feet planted, and walking the ankles together, letting the knees fall open, and the soles of the feet will naturally come to touch. Start to find that final posture. That Shavasana pose. Can be traditional corpse pose, should you please? Or should you desire anything else, go ahead. As long as it's comfortable and you can hold it. If you're struggling in it, maybe just adjust it or modify it. Connect with the breath. Let the breath soften. Taking nice slow inhales and exhales. And let the body relax. Maybe roll the shoulders back and down. And relax the jaw. Relax the forehead. Relaxing the eyebrows. Soften through the shoulders, through the spine and the hips. Relax the left leg all the way down to the foot. And the right leg all the way down, including the toes. Simply just breathe. Taking a nice big breath in. And a big breath out. Should you choose to stay in Shavasana a little while longer, go ahead and do so boldly. Should you be ready, start to create little movements away from the body. Letting your movements get larger. Maybe roll through wrists and ankles. Maybe you take that good morning stretch. Rolling on to your side. Finding that little fetal position. Take a full breath here. And when you're ready, press yourself up towards me. Relaxing the shoulders back and down. Take an inhale, breath, get nice and tall. On the exhale, side out. Let's take another one of those. Big inhale. Strong exhale, let it go. One more, nice big breath in. And full exhale, release. Feel the shoulders drop down. Bring the hands towards heart center. Can you do something you can be grateful and thankful for? May the rest of your day be filled with joy. May you always be blessed. Namaste. Thanks for joining me for this flow class. I hope it worked out well for you. I hope there was enough variety and modifications and your body feels great. Let me know if there's any comments or feedback. Feel free to just drop a comment or send me a message. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I hope you have a little bit of laughter, a lot of joy, and I hope that you just keep trekking on one day at a time. And I can't wait to hopefully see you in studio soon.